Hello guys and girls, ghosts out there, welcome to another video today of the Breakpoint in-game tips. So these are going to be the tips that you can find on the pause menu, but I really couldn't find many videos or much content on them actually out there on the internet. So sit back, relax, hopefully you enjoy the video, all the usual YouTubey stuff, right? Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's get into it. So let's go at some pace then. So number one, so the assault technique, fill the technique gauge by killing enemies. When activated, damage and weapon recoil is reduced. Kills extend duration and restore health. So that's the assault technique. Fast tuning, so you can charge your weapon and accessories while aiming to toggle your suppressor any time. Suppressor itself, so aim with L2 and then use that left D-pad to remove the suppressor when it's equipped in your weapon. You can lean and aim over, so when you're undercover, up and side arrows will appear. When it's possible to aim or peek in a specific direction. And then the shoulder swap, super important, so you can't underestimate that. Use your R. Now mines are a good way to guard your back when enemies surround you, just don't drag enemies over the top of them because they'll blow you up as well. Diversion law is really actually quite handy to lure enemies into a particular area. C4, so L1 to place a charge and then hold L1 to set it off. Flashbangs, so flash grenades, actually really useful, guys. Use them if you can. And then attack map itself, so it's the touchpad on PlayStation or select on Xbox. But use it to discover locations or view the discovered locations already, objectives, beacons, all the rest of that good stuff, as you would as usual. Just like Wildlands, don't underestimate how useful that is for recon. And looking at the drone, so using the top D-pad on your drone, you can use it to locate enemies just as you could in Wildlands. It's very good and very handy. Night vision goggles, not to be underestimated, but using that right D-pad to toggle them. The stance, so to move more stealthily, press circle to crouch or hold circle to go prone. I think that's B on Xbox, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Stealth swim, so holding circle goes underwater like a lot of games. And vegetation, again, like Wildlands, it can't be underestimated, but use it to your advantage. Crawl through grass, hide in bushes, stuff like that. I think the vegetation gives more cover and is more usable than the prone camo. Handgun, double tap triangle to equip the handgun, really quick and easy. It can be quicker than reloading, like most gun games. The gunsmith is actually pretty good on this game, I like it anyway. But hover over the weapons, press square on it to access it. For full power, a weapon without a suppressor is noisier but offers full power and efficient piercing walls, unless you're using Panther and a submachine gun. Bandages are the only item that can heal you when you have a critical injury but are long to apply, unless you've got the setting where syringes can help you. And then finding bivouacs. So homesteaders have hidden bivouacs across the world. They're your fast travel points, so have a look at the smoke stacks and go unlock them. So you can carry your buddies and your teammates if they go down by pressing R3. I personally wouldn't use that, the animations are far too long, but you can do it, get them out into cover to revive them. Sharpshooter technique, so it's a special gauge for quicker headshots and long range snapping. On activation, it loads 3 high powered armor piercing bullets, so they're actually really quite powerful. Panther technique, so the special kill quicker by killing enemies with CQC, etc, etc. It's really quite a stealthy class. Class challenges are really good for unlocking all sorts of nice good stuff, and you can pin it to your menu if you want, if you're going to use full HUD. And then pinning, again, pin it to your HUD if you're using it. Like and subscribe, it really helps us out. Syringes, so use syringes to heal and recover from minor injuries or severe injuries. You got a Mark II syringe as well, which is pretty strong. Changing class, so you got to change that on the tactics page of the bivouac or an error one. Consulting intel, so consult intel on the mission page and obtain evidence. Okay, it can be quite tricky without any HUD when to do that, but just make sure you're doing it when you grab intel. HUD display, so use the bottom D-pad to toggle some HUD elements. I tried to keep it low on solo play just for realism. And the item wheel, hold L1 on that R bumper, and that will bring up the weapon item wheel. You can scroll through what you need. Fatigue, so when exhausted, your max stamina will decrease, so drink water or rest in a bivouac to recover. I mean, I don't bother with that, but it's up to you. And then drinking water, so gather water in your water canteen in rivers and takes the drink to recover from fatigue. You can rest in the bivouac as well if you like. You can roll, fantastic addition. Better than Wildlands in terms of rolling, really quite handy. And then over the shoulder view, so I like R3, but press R3 while aiming to swap between first person and over the shoulder. I love that it swaps between, but we'll see what Project Over brings for us. Hopefully not just 100% first person. Breath control, so using DMRs and snipers, so press L3 to control your breath. I think that's actually all long-range scopes, but yeah, I need to try that out. The objective board, really hard to read, I think, even all these hours into the game, but explore different topics on the board. Field investigations, so in exploration mode, most missions will need field investigations. Use all available mission info and attack map to reach your objective. It can be quite tricky, but it is more realistic, right? Down in co-op, so when you're shot down in co-op, teammates can come and heal you, wait for their help. You can also use the medic drone if you're the medic class. Slingshot drone. So mark up enemies with L1. Don't swap your item, and then you fire away when you can. Now, slingshot drone in co-op, each player can take down up to 3 enemies, so you can use it for huge damage. Crazy. Fast traveling across bivouacs as well, so they're in replacement of your safe houses from Wildlands, so use them if you want. Accessibility, so you can change accessibility parameters in the settings section. Hostile intel givers, so shoot enemies with the little eye above their head. You can gather intel from them, so they'll just go down injured. And then pin management, you can either have your pin edition mode with the little down D-pad in the menus.
No need to be afraid.
Israel drones, so they will fly across Aroa and hunt down intruders and send patrols of wolves. Hit the deck and go pro camo if you are being detected. They're so horrible. Recon on the wild, use top D-pad to activate your drone and observe the environment and landmarks, see what the best approach would be. Rocket launcher, L1 to aim and then fire it with R2 as you'd have thought. SAM launchers, so when you're flying a vehicle, stay low to avoid surface-to-air missiles. And critical injuries, so your handgun is the only weapon you can use when you're critically wounded. Hide if you're going to bandage because it takes so long. So change perks, you can change perks any time of the loadout, so that's quite handy. There's a lot to choose from. In PvP class challenges though, so each class you can also rank up in PvP and Ghost War challenges. Check them when hovering over encrypt class in the loadout. Breaching kit, so breaching kit allows you to silently breach through fences. I didn't find it very useful. Drone weak points, so identify target drone weak points and stun them, and inflict increased damages, so they're blue and glowy. Then field medic techniques, so kill and any ally kills in the technique gauge. Activate and deploy the drone that can heal and revive teammates by shooting syringes. That is really handy. I need to use it more. Mood system, so when matchmaking you can look for players who want to do the activities of your choice. Peek at cover, so when orienting the camera towards the outside of cover, up or side arrows appear to anticipate the direction of which you will fire. Prone camo, I mean everyone should know what that is. The assault rifle, so they're good at all ranges but lacks specialization. I think they're pretty good. DMRs are designated marksman rifles. They're really good. They're lighter than snipers but better at long range than assault rifles. They are decent. Give them a go. The M110 is probably the best one online. Handgun, so handgun is your backup weapon. I do quite like it, but you know, you just pick your favorite. Light machine guns don't get a lot of love. There is one viewer who loves them. I mean, make your own mind up. Shotguns, they're alright, they're fine. Submachine guns speak for themselves. They lack a little bit of oomph for me. And then snipers are quite niche, but people do love a good sniper long range kill. So give them a go. The TAC 50 is people's favourite sniper rifle. I love the Honey Badger submachine gun. People have their favourite gun classes, right? And I don't want to upset anybody, but you know your favourite. Pick it, roll with it, enjoy. Ladders, so hold circle to slide down. I still have an issue with ladders. They're tricky for me, but hey ho. Blueprint, so blueprint can be used in bivouacs to equip specific weapon model. Give them a go, you can collect them around the map. Camera adjustments, you can adjust the camera in your settings menu, the way it looks, the way it behaves, things like that. Then loadout, so your current loadout, just hit the options on PlayStation, and that'll bring up loadout, weapons, items, perks, things like that. Now the Ghost experience, the garage in the bivouac, you can enable or disable that depending on how you want to use it. If you think that's too cheaty, then just keep that setting off. It's up to you. Same with health regeneration, you can change that in the settings, make it harder or easier. It's entirely up to you and what's enjoyable for you. Same as risk of injury, you can have it high or low. The interface, like whether you want to see it, make it more manageable, more or less HUD. Same with gear level, you can have it on or off. Now that's the really big one, and that's I prefer it if it's off. You know, it's slightly more realistic. Leave the gear level to the Division, and then parameters give you high level game world settings that you can turn on and off. have a little play around, see what you like the feel of. Okay, it's up to you. Now the shop in the bivouac, again, that's up to you, but that's a quality of life thing that I turn on just for ease, but if you want to make it harder, turn it off. Now the social hub as well, I would rather my game not lag out as much and just keep that off, but it's up to you. Stamina consumption, I keep it just as default. I don't see a massive issue in it. Same with the difficulty on tactical, so I keep it tactical and I then tweak settings as well. Let me know if you want a different settings video. And then main weapon slots, I keep it as one just to make it a little bit harder. So one main weapon and then my pistol as a backup, but you know, it just makes it a little bit harder, a little bit more realistic. Give it a go if you want. Bandage quantity, again, it's entirely up to you. I keep it high, but I don't think it matters too much. Darkest Night I would recommend, it makes it super dark and super enjoyable. Syringes heal injuries, I have that on, but you know, it's up to you if you want to turn it off, make it harder. And then interaction shader and assist area, there's things that you can change for your gameplay style, your quality of life. You know, no one's going to tell you if you're right or wrong, but turn it all the way down to minimum to make it harder, all the way up to make it easier. It's entirely up to you, whatever you enjoy is the best setting. If you made it this far, please hit the like button, you must be liking it, and it helps us out. Now the event parameter, world parameters are allowing activation in live events, missions, things like that. The rebel ones, the resistant ones are quite good to make the world a little bit more alive. But drone presence, depending if you like or dislike them, people don't like the futuristic element of drones, you can turn that on and off. Same with the Azrael patrols, you can turn them off altogether. Now helicopter patrols, again, turn them on, turn them off, it's up to you. And then we move on to the more DLC classes. So starting with the Echelon 1, that is basically your Splinter Cell class. That's what you can boil it down to. It really is a pistols type of technique. Then you go on to Engineers. So that gives you a little drone as if you're on the Division, but it's also a good counter drone class, to give it a go. Then you got Sync Shot, looks exactly the same as Wildlands. Use ADS and X to then line up your sync shots. Your order wheel, very, very similar again. Pathfinder, that's the last DLC one. It's kind of like your drone operator class. It's pretty niche. And then cooking grenades. So you really should know this from most shooters. But you can cook grenades and flash grenades by using the R2 and just holding it before it goes off. Weapon cleaning, so access to the gunsmith page automatically cleans dirt from your weapons, but you can keep the scratches for that rugged touch. And that's what that weapons paint touch tip is all about. The class challenges, I think is really worth doing. You get more buffs, perks, things like that, so give them a go, don't ignore them. Breaching doors, so you can be destroyed if they've got that symbol next to them. And then the gas filter, so if you do put the Amber Skies one on, it's actually quite an enjoyable DLC, but the gas filter you've got to be aware of, and the speed will change depending on your actions. Really, just how fast you're moving, that's going to impact it. You can find gas filters in Aurora, on Lieutenants, or from the little icon there that you'll find all over the map. Usually they're guarded, so just be aware. In Operation Amber Skies, the world parameter, so you can turn it on, turn it off, but it's pretty good. It's pretty enjoyable. I liked it. The missions are quite good. Clearing bases is quite hard.
Yeah.
But you can enable teammates on and off, depending on if you want to play with them or not. And you can just do all three, or even just one. Teammate activation. So that can be done on the second to left tab in the options. And then teammate progression. You can actually level up your AI teammates. All of this was added later on after release, but it's for the better. Team level. So long as at least one non-player teammate in your squad, they all gain XP, right? Increasing your global team level is only a good thing. It doesn't really affect the way the world works. It's all based on the individual player, though. Now, teammates' abilities, that's your AI, and that can be turned on or off in the settings, depending if you want it. Some of them are a little bit cheaty, but it's up to you. Rainbow Six teammates are available, but that'll be after the Amber Skies DLC is unlocked. Teammate settings, you can tweak them quite a lot, but give it a go. See what's good for you. See what breaks or doesn't break your realism, if you even care about that. But that can be done in the settings, same as the customization. You can customize them just as much as you can yourself. There you are, guys. Thank you very much for sticking around if you have all the way to the end. We're going through some relative pace there. That's all of the in-game menu tips from Breakpoint. Like I say, I couldn't really see it online, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Give us a like, a comment, subscribe, all that sort of good YouTuber stuff. Let us know if there's any specific Breakpoint content you want, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much, guys. JJAM Gaming out.